There's a starman waiting in the sky.
There's something
definitely there, isn't it? That's the Arctic Monkeys' 6th album out today. The band's first in 5 years. Has the wait been worth it? Judging by reviews on Twitter and YouTube, the record has been about as divisive as Brexit. Two people sitting on either side of the fence, two music reviewers from the States. Tom Bryan is senior editor for music website Stereogum. Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thank you. And John Compton reviews music on his YouTube channel, Art TV. I hope I got that right. Or is it ARTV, John? Hi.
It's actually ARTV, but thanks for having me on.
That's okay. So, look, John, you love it.
I would say that I definitely really like it. It's maybe not a full-on love like some of their past records, but I really do like it.
You love it compared to a lot of other Arctic Monkeys fans who are very mixed about it. I mean, some people are saying, look, it's too far away from what we're used to, but a band should be allowed to do that, shouldn't they?
I think so. So at this point in their career, they've put out 5 records before this, all well received, mostly guitar driven. And at this point, they're wanting to mix it up a bit. They took a hiatus, they're back, and they're doing something a little bit more piano driven now.
And Tom, I mentioned earlier, someone's altered their Wikipedia page to say that they used to be an English rock band. Now they're just a weird piano lounge act. What don't you like about this, Tom?
I mean, based on what you said earlier, yes, it is great for a band to be able to expand its boundaries, explore different sounds and things like that. But I just think this new album's a mess. I don't think it's well thought out at all. I think it pushes them in directions to which they are not especially suited, and it just doesn't work for me.
What, do you mean the way it's collated, the way the tracks run together, or do you think they've tried just too many different avenues?
I mean, they try one avenue. They have a specific sound that they're going for, is this sort of loungy, proggy, like weird jazzy sci-fi sound, and they commit to it completely, and good on them for that. But it just, I don't think the sound suits them. It makes it sound more like it's a sort of a weird solo side project for Alex Turner, the singer. It doesn't sound as much to me like a band working together. And it's all, there's no hooks, there's no real songs. I think it's they didn't really think this one out too well.
Wow, that sounds kind of like a no-star review, that, Tom.
I appreciate that they're pushing themselves and that they're doing new things. It's just sometimes when you do that, you fall flat on your face, and I think that's what they did here.
Yeah, John, when they play live, are these the tracks when everyone will go to the gents?
It could be, but I don't think so. And I would argue against the point that there's no hooks on the record, because the track that you've just been playing right there, 4 out of 5, that is instantly memorable, I feel like, to me. And as you were already joking about with the Starman, David Bowie right there, the influence is huge on the track. And that's one that I feel like a lot of fans are going to gravitate towards. And I think that this record is hooky in a very different way. It's something that kind of draws you in with a more brooding vibe, and as a result, you pay attention to Alex Turner's lyrical content a lot more. And once you start to kind of hone in and focus on that, you see that there's kind of a lot of subtle humor there, and that's something that he's definitely done in the past. But here, with the instrumentation being a little bit more jazzy, a little bit more calm in its manner, I feel like you focus on what Turner has to say a lot more.
Tom, I just wonder if when you hear an album like this, which is different from their main kind of stuff, that you start to mourn the band you thought you loved. But I'll repeat again, because they would say, blimey, we've done 5 albums that style, give us the freedom to explore.
Well, I think as a music critic, it's your job to review the album that you have been given and not the album that you wish you had been given. And I'm a bigger fan of the older Arctic Monkeys records. Sure, I think they were great at that stuff. And I do, they've done an admirable job evolving from album to album, and I commend them for that. It's just, I just don't think this one works.
How many times have you heard it, Tom? I'm just wondering if it's a grower. Maybe by the 5th listen, you start to love it.
Oh, I'm well over 5 listens in. I wrote about the record. But I've only had it for about a week or so. It's entirely possible that I'll decide that I love it 5 years from now. I wouldn't put money on it.
Yeah. And John, I mean, the odds are the Monkeys aren't going to go back to anything from their first 5 albums, are they? They're not suddenly going to revert back to being the traditional Arctic Monkeys. This is the beginning of a new era for them.
I think so. I think in a way this might be Alex Turner kind of getting out some of that experimentation that he had built up and him wanting to write songs in a different way. I think that assuming they do another record, it could be a little bit more guitar-centric. But I do think that, like you said, this is maybe the start of something new where they start to focus on outside instrumentation and trying new things rather than just focusing on writing something on the guitar first.
Okay, well, look, cheers, guys. The jury's out. Thank you, Tom Bryan there from Stereo Gum, and also John Compton from ARTV. If you have heard it, if you just heard that track there, 4 out of 5, what do you make of it? Let us know, 85058. Should a band be allowed to experiment?